Zephyr Teachout's academic and legal background. Zephyr Teachout is a law professor at Fordham Law School, where she teaches courses on corporate law, antitrust, and white-collar crime. Her research focuses on the intersection of corporate power and democracy, highlighting works such as Corruption in America, published in 2014, where she argues that the U.S. Constitution contains an anti-corruption principle abandoned by the modern Supreme Court, and Break Em Up 2020, a manifesto for dismantling monopolies in sectors like technology and agriculture. Additionally, Teachout has served as a special advisor on economic justice in the Office of the New York State Attorney General, 2021 to 2022, leading initiatives against abusive financial practices and corporate power concentration. A political career, from primary elections to activism. Teachout has sought to influence from within the system to try to implement her main ideas and, precisely, to influence the changes she believes the system needs. She was a candidate for governor of New York in 2014, where she competed against Andrew Cuomo in the Democratic primaries, obtaining 33% of the votes, with a progressive platform that included banning fracking and funding elections with public funds. She ran for the House of Representatives in 2016, where she lost to Republican John Faso in New York's 19th District, despite support from Bernie Sanders and Chuck Schumer. She was a candidate for Attorney General of New York in 2018, received backing from the New York Times, but lost the Democratic nomination to Letitia James. Her political approach combines legal activism with citizen mobilization, such as her participation in Occupy Wall Street, where she advocated for decentralizing economic power. He has made significant conceptual contributions to the so-called Neo-Brandesian movement. Teachout is a central figure in the resurgence of the Neo-Brandesian movement, which seeks to redefine antitrust not only as a tool to lower prices, but as a mechanism to protect democracy and reduce inequality. Briefly, his main points about the movement can be summarized as follows. Critiques of consumer welfare argues that the Chicago School approach focused on prices and efficiency, ignored harms such as the concentration of political power and the erosion of small businesses. A structural vision proposes antitrust laws that prevent mergers consolidating control over critical sectors, for example, technology, pharmaceuticals, and promote a decentralized economy. Practical impact. Her work inspired FTC actions under Lina Khan, whom we will see in another note, such as lawsuits against Meta and Amazon and regulations against non-compete clauses. One of her most important principles, the defense of morality in markets. In her essay, Antitrust Law, Freedom, and Human Development, Teachout links economic structures with the moral freedom of citizens. Using literary examples like Middlemarch, she argues that monopolies reduce individuals' ability to act ethically by creating extreme dependencies, for example, workers tied to single employers. For her, a decentralized market fosters more participatory communities and robust civic debates, essential for a healthy democracy. She has also highlighted her media influence and column writing. Since 2025, Teachout has been a columnist for The Nation with the anti-monopolist section, where she analyzes cases such as Elon Musk's dealings and the concentration of power in the Trump era. Her first article, Pay Less Attention to That Man in Front of the Curtain, criticizes the theatricality of current politics and advocates for focusing on hidden power structures. She has received several recognitions for this editorial activism, including being listed in influence lists such as Time 100 and named Person of the Year in Regulation by the Financial Times in 2024. In conclusion, Zephyr Teachout embodies the fusion of legal scholarship and political activism. Her legacy not only redefines antitrust, but also rethinks how economic power shapes ethics and democracy. As she herself states, corporate concentration is not a market failure, but a failure of the law. In a world where tech and financial giants set global agendas, her voice remains a beacon for those seeking to balance the scales of power.